Okay, so we will go to Eliane whenever you're ready.
Oops, can you hear me?
I can, yeah. Wonderful.
So I have two things that I kind of have understood more deeply, and I just would love your confirmation on those two things. So the first one is actually a little bit related to the question that we just had, not really directly, but so there is nothing that I can do from within the illusion to change anything, right? Look, so the illusion, the analogy that I use for myself to understand this is like, you know, when you brush your teeth in the morning and then you look in the mirror and you have toothpaste here. So it's like
I've never done that, so don't know.
it's like trying to wipe off the mirror.
It's not going to work.
Rid of the toothpaste that I have here. Is that correct?
We're all constantly polishing the mirror, aren't we? Trying to, you know, pretty it up and then wondering why nothing's actually any different. Yeah.
Okay, good. So the other thing is like a three-part thing. And so I've watched your Satsang called Rejection is, I wrote my question, by the way, because I didn't want to get lost. So I watched your Satsang, Rejection is Anti-Self from June, I think, of 2021. So I watched it on a loop for 24 hours because I could feel there was something really important there. And I was going through some really difficult emotion, and there was a big no inside of me. And so I came up with 3 conclusions from listening to this satsang over and over again. So the first one is, all suffering is a form of rejection, non-acceptance, pushing against an aspect of the now, which is also me. So it's like a dividing of the self against itself. Is that correct?
Except for the also suffering can also be a grabbing hold of, which is really the same, but it's sometimes just helpful to, we try to grab hold of bliss, we'll suffer just as much as if we try to push away fear.
Right, which is also a form of dividing. It's like, oh, I want this, but not that. So it's the same thing. Okay, okay. The second conclusion is, the enlightened state is a state of complete acceptance or unconditional love of what is now, or reality, or the self, or me, basically.
Yes. And then the realization, even deeper than that, that there is nothing to accept or reject. There is no thing in existence.
Right.
So that's the intermediary. As soon as I accept everything as it is, I'm very, very grace prone then to that final realization of there isn't anything else other than me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And the last thing, basically my only job from this moment right now, which is me, because time doesn't exist, but from my only job from this point on is to accept what is more and more. So to let go of resistance to the now, or to reality, or to grab. I didn't get that, but now I get it. So basically to love myself, not this self, but reality, to love myself more and more. And basically, if I have a job, is to be vigilant and aware of whenever I'm pushing against something or grabbing, and just trying to let go more and more of that.
Yes, and
yes,
and even simpler than that is the understanding that even the pushing against is loved from somewhere, isn't it, already? Even the grabbing a hold of is absolutely, the self is absolutely enamored with the ego. It's madly in love, passionately obsessed with everything already. So you don't have to make yourself into the non-doer. You just have to kind of recognize that's what you already are. And then ego just does its thing. It grabs some things, it rejects other things, but you're just watching blissfully, peacefully.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So don't push against the pushing.
Yeah.
Reject the
Or
grabbing.
identify as that which cannot push against the pushing.
Right. Okay.
Because one can be a subtle doing, the other is just a being.
Mhm.
I know it seems like I'm splitting hairs, but
No,
I
no, but
need to do what I did, which is right. I'm going to roll my sleeves up and I'm going to accept everything as it is. When I'm already doing that, being that, it's my egoic sense of self that wants to roll up its sleeves and
accept.
yeah. But here, already free right now, already free.
Mm-hmm.
And just a little vigilance. Where am I identifying as? What am I identifying as? Am I being free right now, or am I imagining I've got somewhere else to go?
Mm. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.